I didn't even know it did that. It's showing me adjusting my it's so weird tonight. I don't know what to think it is. Yeah, that was a weird delay. And I can't believe it like videoed me adjusting my glasses. But welcome in. I am Carol and I am South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. Yeah, I just am so excited because today we made a little stop and I was getting actually it is called construction. Is it construction paper? I had it before when we were doing all our painting and such. You lay it down on the floor so you're not ruining your floors while you're doing painting throughout the house because we had a foreclosure. But welcome in everybody, and yeah, that's how I ended up at the Blue Box store, and I have some ins there, and I actually was offered a job today, which was kind of fun. But I need some grandparents, which I don't have anymore. I need some trustworthy childcare for me to take any kind of job. I think about like maybe my husband, for the weekends, but then he has what's called MOD and he sometimes does, that. And I'm not sure how to do that workaround. Plus, with my chronic fatigue and fibro, I don't want to completely wear myself out for my family. But anyway, thank you for coming in, Duncan 1900 Homestead. You were my first friend to come in. Bowtie Life in the Garden, my fellow Floridian. I appreciate you coming in. And Shawnee Grows, thank you for the shout out. And yeah, that I'm the after party. And Dave Knight, thank you. I appreciate you coming in too. Well, I see Miss Sharon as always. I so appreciate you. Thank you for coming in. And for those of you who I didn't get to say hi while like typing and getting ready back here, I am so sorry. My original plan fell through because I have a lovely Makita drill, but all my drill bits are, I don't know where. I have like a little Makita case that has all my drill bits in it and it's vanished, which is very easy in my household. I'm hoping my husband used it and we can, locate it again. Hey, Andrew, welcome in. I am so, like Shawnee said, I just want to give you a hug and I am so sorry that they've given you all these diagnoses. And yeah, you need to get a really good pulmonary specialist because they're the ones who really, really know what's going on. Even in my brother's case, uh, when he was in the hospital, the people that were coming in who were like PAs and the regular doctors that they have on staff that, you know, are like I guess, is it a PCP? They were not giving him correct information, and it took the pulmonologist to come in and that was his last day in the hospital, and he was like, "Yeah, no, this is it." But we had him for years. What happened with him though, his situation was we believe he might have contracted Legionnaire's disease out in California. They opened up the walls in his place. For those of you who don't know Andrew's Northwest Coins, we were in Shawnee Groves, which please go and check out her lives. She's had some really great lives about, getting our soil ready for gardening for the spring and just in general, really great stuff. And composting and just having, that fertility in our soil and feeding our soil. But yeah, Andrew, pulmonary specialists, get a second opinion, like Shawnee said. I'm so sorry. It's amazing to me that more people don't know how delicate the lungs are, and especially people who their main heating is wood and burning wood, and if there is no, like, filtration for that wood burning, there's particular particle matter that's always in, your air that you're breathing closed in, but also it can come from leading a hard life, and my brother was a chronic smoker. He also struggled with some things that all his life, and that's what caused it. And yeah, I actually, after he passed, I sold my wheel because I was a potter, and I sold my little kiln. And that was really hard because my dad helped me fix my Brent. It was a really nice Brent wheel, and I really enjoyed pottery. It was very relaxing. So that particular, like, those little particles are like glass breathing in once it gets dry, and I didn't put it together until he passed, how I used to gag on my way out of the studio at, like, 3 o'clock in the morning when I was in college. So you might also want to get a hold of some mullein. You want things that are cleansing out your lungs in hope that, there's not more damage being done. But we are praying for you and totally thinking of you and your family as you're going through that. I know you love the cold. Yeah. Ah, not me. I don't. Yeah, bow tie. That's why I've been trying to go a little bit earlier. And, I as you saw maybe in the intro, I used to start at 11:30. Now that I drive my daughter, very early in the morning to work, I can't be staying up this late. "Hey, Hannah Garden, welcome in." Tori treatment and cardiovascular treatment. Mm, no, then a couple of weeks going to Anchorage for good, okay. Yep, that'll help. That'll definitely help. So will any kind of anti-inflammatory, diet and laying off, um, just smoking and being around people who smoke. You don't want to be breathing that in if possible. But today, my good news is when I stopped at Lowe's, the Blue Box store, I was letting them know they had a mealybug infested tree. And I mean, it was bad. It was like a mealybug hotel. I have never seen so many mealybugs on this, a tree before. And I was like, you've got to get this out of your trees because they're just going to spread. And they were very grateful. And then, I was talking to the manager and I said, "Hey, I see this. This is what I got was a mango." I said, "I see this mango, but I don't know what type it is because it looks like somebody else saw it first and they pulled the tags off of it." Because usually there's a tag around the base, as some of you know, like the tree itself. And then at Lowe's, what they will do is kind of shoot a tag into the pot itself to tell you what cultivar it is. Well, they were removed. And I'm kind of knowledgeable about that. I used to work in bridal, and we had people that would do that. And hey, silly Lily, welcome in. They would come in, the girls who love certain dresses, thinking, that if they pulled it, because I don't know if they didn't realize that those were our samples and we would order other dresses, they would just yank it. Good, I'm glad you don't smoke anymore. They would just yank it off, and, yeah, that would cause a little bit of an issue for us, and we had to set that up. Uh, again, like, we had to put our tags on it and things like that. So this person did that, and after kinda giving a little lesson to the manager about, "Okay, these are mangoes. This is what the leaf looks like. This one's new growth. Here, this one is getting ready to flower." I was really surprised at the lack of knowledge of those plants, and I found out that, and you guys might know this, that they look for seasonal help, and even one of the position is going around and watering the plants. And I've noticed that it's so inconsistent, but with our, big box store, what they do is on Monday and Tuesday, and yours might be different, they get in new plants, so they will mark down a lot of plants, and it was actually Broke Farmer who let me know to negotiate with the people there, like the managers and those working there, and I have another person who works there, and he likes me as far as, he knows I'm on YouTube, and it's like, "I will help you out." And then after I help the manager out with the mealy bugs, he's like, "I'll totally help you out for that. Thank you so much." He decided to give me 75% off this mango tree. The mango already has little fruits on it. It's probably not gonna sustain all the little fruits that are on it because it's a lot. I'm not sure if I can bring up the picture tonight. I have it on my phone. I have it as a little video. I might even just put it as a short later. Hold on, let me see if I can bring it up. But I was just flabbergasted. I mean, it ended up being $20 compared to $90 is what he gave me. And then my husband, who served in the Army, gets a vet discount, so I got another 10% off my total order, which, yeah, blew my mind. Just blew my mind. I was so giddy on my way out, but then I was like, "Oh, because I have a little SUV, and I just put it on the floorboard of my passenger side." Okay, let me see if I can. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to hear it because I have earbuds, but look at those fruit. A mystery mango with fruit on it. I'm gonna put it up as a short. Because somebody liked it so much they pulled off all the tags, and because they did that, there's people here at look at all of them. Gave me a 75% discount. That's what it pays to know your people. Now, some of the flowers have anthracnose, so I pulled those off as soon as I got home. But yeah. But the sad part is, and Glenn will attest to, this is it may be a Tommy Atkins because that's an early bloomer. So what is the trees that you are either looking for this season, or that you are seeing that may be giving you fruit this season? Right? What is the prize? I'm picking up knowledge. Check that out. And, How to Garden is somebody I go to and consult with quite a bit and ask him questions when I'm stuck. He's like a big brother of, Florida gardening for me. I know. Lois is blue. I even have it in the background. And then it's so hard too when you're there and you see people buying plants. Hey, Ants, please welcome in. You see people buying plants and you're like, that's gonna as soon as they get home. They even had hydrangeas, and I was joking with one of the guys, and I was like, "Yeah, how long did that last? Like 2 days?" And he laughed, and he's like, "Yeah, right, I know." The hydrangeas really don't last in our heat down here too well. I'm sure, I know Bowtie Life had looked up certain ones that we supposedly can grow, but I just never see them really in the landscapes down here. Oh, good. Let's see, fresh produce came in today. Yeah, that's the thing, like, about eating healthy for Andrew. A lot of you don't know where he is up within the Arctic Circle, it is very hard for him to get, groceries. Like, they have to fly everything in, and it clears out pretty quickly out of his store, and, sometimes we find ourselves complaining about, too many choices, and he doesn't have that. Let me see. Hmm. If it's a small plant, pop off the fruit so it'll develop roots, right? I'm not great with trees yet. I let them do their thing because plants kind of know what they can handle. But yeah, if it gets to be too heavy, I'm going to be pulling them because the peach that I have, the Florida Belle, I had one snap, but I don't know if that's for me moving it because I noticed, my little peaches are blushing and looking beautiful, and all of a sudden the grackles are showing up like daily and a crow. And I was like, yeah, no, I pulled it in actually into my screened in back patio so they wouldn't get at it, at night. Like not night, but at dusk that they wouldn't attack it and put holes in my fruit. And so far there's not really a lot bugs. Like, I already got one off of it, and it was delicious. There's a short where I show the first fruit. Yeah, I found that too. Wow, that's awesome. A range hood? Yeah, man, maybe I should work with them over a new oven. I need an oven. But then I'm afraid to get a new oven because they're not, lasting as long. Oh, thanks. It looks salvageable. Thank you. Appreciate that. So, okay, Shawnee is looking for plums and hazelnut bushes, probably for your tree guilds, I would think. I would love, and I can never think of them. It's the Hawaiian nuts that they actually do grow down here. I would love some of those. Hazelnuts I like, but I have to take the skin off them. I'm weird about the skin. Just same thing with almonds. Like, I can eat some almonds, but then it's the skin that bothers me. And then, of course, Dr. Gundry is like, "Yeah, that's where the lectins are. You don't want those lectins." Oh, how did that go? Are you waiting to see if they germinate? I've heard that they do well if you get the flesh off the seed. I wouldn't mind a pomegranate either. My mom, loved pomegranate juice. She would drink pomegranate juice and Pellegrino every night, kinda like a healthy soda. Yeah, it could be, right? It could be a Tommy Atkins because it's fruiting so early. That's one of our early fruiters down here, and they're like, "Eh," but you can go in and get scions and, top work the tree to something that you would rather have. The next one I would love to get is an orange sherbet. Also need a larger backyard because, yeah, need room for all these fruit trees. And I heard my neighbor saying, like, he's going to plant his fruit trees on what side is that? My west side of, our fence line. Granted, he moved in after we had already put up the fence, so he didn't pay for the fence or anything. And I'm like, I better get busy to figure out where I'm going to do my little tree guilds too. Oh, that's sweet. Yeah, right now I have a ton of overbearing mulberry starts that I did, and I have cherimoya that I need to dig up and separate. I looked at cherry trees the other day and wanted 142 for them. I said, "No, thank you." Maybe you could negotiate, just like, talk it down and be like, "Yeah, it looks like it might have a disease. This doesn't look quite right, but I think I could work with it." It was yeah, Broke Farmer was telling me just like what I discovered, some of them really have no clue about the plants that they are selling and, moving in and out of there. And he's gotten a lot of figs that way because figs go dormant and look terrible up there where he is in Georgia in the colder weather. And he goes in and cleans up. Like he gets a lot of figs that way. I checked if he was live. Oh, yeah, we miss you too, Andrew. And we really truly hope for health and happiness for you, especially now that you're, really trying to get things together. Let's see. I'm sharing. I wish I could send you mine. Was here when we bought the house, but we don't eat its fruit, so it all goes away. Well, what about juicing it? Like putting it through a food meal and juicing the pomegranate. They're so good, so high in antioxidants, and they're also like, for people who can't tolerate cranberry, they're great. Um, that and blueberry juice are a great substitute for cranberry with their antioxidant powers. It's still winter there, okay. Right? I did that today. Somebody had lilac, and I was like, "That's not gonna last very long for you," as we approach the heat. No, lavender, I'm sorry, not lilac. She had lavender, and I was like, "Yeah, have you ever grown lavender here?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "It's a beautiful plant, but yeah, as we head into our heat, that's not gonna last unless you're gonna put it inside and baby it." Yeah, everything, the peach and that anything that has fruit on it is staying in the pot. I'm not gonna shock it, it'll drop its fruit. In fact, it could even go into such a really bad shock, I could lose it. I had that happen one time with, passion vine. They start just wanting to turn opposite of my face tonight. Oh my gosh, Andrew, yum. Loaded with zinc. Zinc is good. Zinc is good for your system. I just love, like, snow crab. I like king crab, but I hate how spiky they are. Is there, like, a way around that? Do you guys, I don't know, use a tile saw or something? Just slice it in half. Oh, wow, you too, silly Lily? I forget where in Canada you are. It's Canada, right? Double oh my goodness, you're not even in double digits. The 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 bug was delicious. Yeah, no, I'm not there. I'm not eating bugs yet, thank God. Mm-mm. Oh, that's right. I would love a loquat again. My dad had one. Working a loquat hedge of 5 trees. Yep. Yep, they can be a hedge. Well, loquat down here used to be an ornamental too. They would use it as an ornamental. The same thing with Suriname cherry. Suriname cherry has an ornamental version that isn't that tasty. That's the one we have. And loquat, the same thing. They have a smaller fruit that is known for being more of an ornamental. I'm looking for a loquat, but like a larger one. I want a larger one. There is one, forget its name. They had it at the blue store. I did not like the tech. like, the edges of the leaves are kinda sharp, which was surprising to me, the way it's, like, jagged on the edge, but the fruit itself is supposed to taste like mango. The only thing is the skin is thicker, so you peel the skin rather than just eat into it. And for those of you who don't know what loquat is, who are listening, it's a Japanese plum, and it grows well in South Florida and other areas that are warm. I forget what zone it goes up to. I want the loquat and the kumquat are my 2. That's actually what I went in for, bow tie. I was looking for if they got any other cultivars of loquat. Let's see, mid part of May, June is when we start to get warm here. Oh, okay. Yeah, welcome back. And smoked salmon too. Thank you. Yes, macadamia nuts. Okay, I am really behind. Sorry, guys. Yes, that's the one I would like. I think macadamias aren't self-fertile, are they, Glenn? I don't think they are, is what I think turned me off from them. You're gonna attempt a mango from seed? I was just reading there is one that is, cold hardy, but it's not a familiar name, so of course it's not on the tip of my tongue. Yes, exactly, exactly. Using those minerals and vitamins from tinctures and, yep, diffuse what you can for your body. I definitely hope, yeah, that you can support your body. Ooh, a harvest moon. I wonder if I heard of that one today. Because when I was researching, trying to figure out what are these early cultivars, um, it was coming up in like different types. What like an orange sherbet, and the lemon one was delicious too that I tried. I think it was the other one was it Malika? How you say it? It was like the longer one. I have the Nam Doc Mai. I have Walter Zill's one that I always forget the name of, but it supposedly has like coconut undertones. Um, I have the mystery one, and I don't know what to do, Glenn. Maybe you have an idea because it's polyembryonic. I don't know how to separate it out. Do I just, like leave it as it is, let it do its thing, wait to see if something fruits, and then maybe, take scions off of it? I'm not really sure. But his mangoes from that tree that it fell from, so good, so juicy. So it might even be a peach mango. Docs told me to change my diet. I got bugged and I'm crazy, just plain flat dumb. Oh, yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, with what you guys have available and you eat the foods of your ancestors. It doesn't make sense too because the foods of your ancestors bring in a lot of vitamin D, so it goes against like, hey, if you have, vitamin D, like even without your getting a lot of sunshine, although you do have that period like GT does, right? Where it's just like daylight for months. But I don't know if your sun is strong enough to help you synthesize that vitamin D. Oh, okay. Yeah. Sometimes those are kit or keet. I'm not sure how to say that mango, but a lot of those if or the honey mango is another one they sell. Not a tree, but I have a passion fruit. That's awesome. Yeah, they use the purple possum more here because the maypop doesn't have the bumblebees to uh pollinated it. Bumblebees and there's one other, I don't know if it's a wasp, are the main pollinators of maypop. But you might have it easier with that. Down south, though, they struggle with it because they don't have the correct pollinators. Welcome back. I would love the Maypop. The Maypop is the one that I want to get because of the teas. They're really supposed to be beneficial, very anti-anxiety, help you relax, help you sleep. Ooh, nice. Juices them. Okay. What do you use to juice yours? How are you doing it, Bowtie Life, if I can ask? Exactly, they're not always true from seed. You don't. But if it's a good one, Miss Sharon, you can name it after yourself. That's what I love about mangoes is if I plant it in my yard and the seed, like the seed that the neighbor, well, friend gave us, I can name it, the woods mango if it turns out to be really tasty. There you go, as long as it tastes good. Well, even if the rootstock is good, then you can get online and order scions for one that does taste good and try your hand at, um, oh my gosh, they have like bud grafting. They do all types of grafting for mangoes. Oh, I wish we could grow that beautiful lilac. Yeah, I would think so. I would think so. Okay, you're in Alberta. Boy, I am behind. Sorry, guys. It's not showing me how far behind I am. It's like, oh, you're only this much behind. A row of lavender growing across my garden for 3 years. Oh, he tilled it all under? Why? That's some crazy stuff. That I'm so sorry. Yeah, I remember you saying you made ginger loquat jam. That sounds so good. Oh, so then it might be that one. Yummy. Yeah, those loquats are prolific. The other one I wouldn't mind is it the sapote? I actually have a chocolate sapote in my I wasn't really impressed at all. The chocolate pudding fruit, I mean, that's what I have in my fridge. Tastes just like a persimmon. Like, they make it sound like it's gonna be a chocolate persimmon. No, just tasted like a persimmon to me. It was okay. I love loquats. Had a neighbor who had trees close to the fence when I was a child, and we were up there eating loquats. That's awesome. Yeah, we had a loquat in the very back of my dad's, property, and it was kinda like this wild little area that he just kinda left because the loquat provided privacy, and then we had some other, like, Florida natives in that area. But I think our loquat was one of the earlier ones that, small fruit, not anything, like, spectacular. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't think it is self-fertile. That's where I was like, I want one, but how many until I have 2 that are going to cross-pollinate?" Yeah, lavender doesn't do well here because it needs to, have that cold time, and I don't think have well, you would have more of it maybe, but I don't have it down here. Let me see. Yeah, totally worth it doing all that. Now, Bowtie, do you guys peel the loquats that you're using, or you just basically, wash them and throw them in the pot and let them kinda boil down as is with the skin on, and then, fish out the seeds? He's still alive. He's still alive even though he just mowed over all my plants. Oh, okay. I'm surprised that I didn't realize. Well, I don't know if the picture was true to the Tommy Atkins, but does the Tommy Atkins have that purplish color to it while it's forming out of garden, like, when it's young? Because we do have some of those lining, like, one of our main streets, the houses in the backyards have some here. "Oh, oh my, I think I'm gonna be a pumpkin. I'm gonna go to bed." Okay. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's some work right there, but if it's a client, you're getting paid. Well, I hope that goes well for you, and thank you for joining us, Bowtie. I appreciate it. It's nice to have Floridians in the side chat who kinda know the struggle of our state, but every state has its struggles. Yeah, it's those store-bought foods that'll get you. You're right. You're right, Andrew. Yep. In fact, I found another pathway that I didn't know about, which was really interesting, and you don't really hear a lot of it even on YouTube, and it's the one that helps change our blood sugar, like, into glycogen. It If it's overused, it even said in the documents that I was reading, which was like a medical journal, that, yeah, it can lead to cancer, it can lead to all this bad, bad stuff, diabetes, all the naughty stuff. Yes, have good restful sleep. Everybody is wishing bow tie. But well, for those of you who are not in snow right now, is anyone having something flower that hasn't flowered before? Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 16, 17. I can't imagine what that would be like to have it 24/7. Oh, good. I'm glad you have the bees. Down here, we're struggling. Hey, Gulf Coast Granny. I just got a new mango, but it's a mystery mango because somebody pulled off the tags and it's already got fruit on it. That's the only reason I gave in. Well, that and they cut me 75% discount plus I once I go up front, I get 10% off my total purchase. Oh, you have the big bumblebees? See, haven't been to your area in Florida, but I know we went to Georgia and the Carolinas. I saw the bumblebees, and we don't see them down here this far south. Oh, Maypop is the official, like, tea that you use. It's the, well, cultivar that you use for passion flower tea, and you can look up what, the benefits of passion flower tea, but it's very anti-anxiety, relaxing, and it kinda creates that nice homeostasis, supposedly, the more that you, like, drink it at night. Right now, I'm drinking one of my favorites because my liver is probably really angry with me with all the fatty ice cream I've been eating lately. And this is the Yogi Peach Detox. And it's always got like little sayings. I love these kind of teas that give you like these affirmations or like, this one says, forgiveness is an act of consciousness. Yeah, it definitely, you have to be conscious to forgive. That's for sure. But yeah, it has to be, you work through it. That's for sure, especially with certain people. And some people you forgive and still let them just kind of do their own thing. Yeah, we're not having supposedly a whole lot of bees. So I'm surprised. Bowtie is saying he's got them northern and central. It sounded like we're struggling to see the bees that they usually see. And they were kind of upset and felt like there was a lot of distraction in the news away from that. Oh, okay. This is how Shawnee juiced her pomegranate. I took the seeds into a bag and crushed the seeds with a rolling pin, filtered the seeds away from the juice. Oh, okay. Excuse me. Yeah, I was wondering, like, I wanna get a food mill. I don't have one. I want one for that, and I want one for well, I'm not doing pomegranate for a while, but I want it for my mulberries, just to get some of the mulberry stuff out of it, but to get the most juice out of it. For pomegranates, I use a tomato processor. Oh, okay, I've seen those. Oh my goodness, I got the, like, little burpees tonight. You got it on Amazon and some maybe okay, I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Yeah, I have oh, that's the other thing I should ask. I was gonna do, like, never have I ever tonight, but for gardeners, I might do it in another one, and it's like, never have I ever bought all the things for a homesteading project and then not gotten to it. Yeah, kinda have, that's me, and I have that with a it's for a grinder for wheat berries, hand grinder in case, like, you lose power. I love the bumblebees, there's, like, gentle giants. Yeah, you should that's what was today was loaded with the mealybugs, it was a papaya, thank you for saying that. Yeah, most people, let me see. Papayas, though, it's male, female, or hermaphrodite. So they're another one that it's like you wanna grow quite a few and then just pick out like, wait till they flower and then pick out the one you don't want. And it's the females supposedly that they use commercially. Papaya, though, is really I like it mixed with other fruits, like other tropical fruits. I don't like it on its own at all. But I've actually had trouble with papaya because of the we have the papaya fruit fly this far south, and, she lays like a nursery in the papaya, and she was hitting all my papayas, and I finally got so frustrated, I just knocked over the tree completely and was like, I'll try papaya another time when I can go and get" in fact, I remember asking Glenn, and he's like, "Yeah, get those paint bags," and, like, she can't get through those. Okay, it says papaya trees thrive in the USDA plant hardiness zones of 9 through 11, requiring warm tropical to subtropical climates with full sun and well-drained soil. They are sensitive to cold and frost, so protection from frost is essential in cooler regions. Um, let's see, papaya trees, they prefer temperatures between 68 and 90, and they need 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight daily. Well-drained soil is crucial, and they are susceptible to rot in waterlogged conditions. For watering, papaya trees require frequent watering, especially during warmer weather, as they have, of course, large, soft leaves that evaporate a lot of water. As for fertilizing, they are heavy feeders and require regular fertilization, with young plants needing fertilizer every 2 weeks and older trees once a month. Wind protection. Papaya trees are susceptible to wind damage. I believe it because I knocked mine right over. So planting them in protected areas is recommended. Um, and of course, well, you don't have to worry about this. I don't think you're 6,000 feet up. Its papayas generally grow best in at elevations below 6,000 feet. Um, oh, here, if you live in a cooler zone, below 9, you can still grow papaya trees, but they will need to be grown in containers and brought indoors during the winter or kept in a greenhouse. Let's see, papayas are also known to do well in containers as they like to be a little root bound. Oh, okay. I didn't that I learned that. That's new. Let's see, everybody's greeting everybody. The link is at the top of the chat, by the way. Anybody who wants to come up and like share pictures. Hey Aid, welcome in. Loquats are different flavors. Um, does anybody want to hit up that one? Because I really, to me, ours, the ones that we had, which weren't like fantastic, was kind of like a lower quality apricot. So I wonder now if we would have just taken them off and actually dehydrated them if they would have been better, like they would have gotten sweeter. Mulberry tree, that's sweet. Ooh, you're getting a ton of stuff. You are getting set up, lady. Your Cara orange, nice. Yeah, I was looking at the citrus, but I have to be careful because, of course, Hannah, my native, is allergic. Oh, you've got one that tastes like tangerine? What cultivar is that? It has a, like, tangerine finish? Yum. Out the seeds of the liquids and run it through. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to get me a tomato processor. Yeah, they do look like a little apricot. We had problems with, I think, what is it? The sooty mold, like Glenn was talking about on ours back in the day. And I was so sad because the new owners completely cut it down by the time I went back to try and get, like, cuttings off of it. I know, right? Well, my problem is I'm like, I'm buying all these trees, so where am I Carol, where are you putting that? Where's that going? Is that just gonna stay in a pot somewhere in your yard? And then also, how are you dealing with I have horrible, shade already from the stupid strangler fig trees. I've never seen one that tastes like cherry, though. I want one that tastes like cherry. They do sound delicious, right? Oh my goodness, $66 for 4? I think we were doing 4 and well, things are more expensive in Alaska. It was 40 when our washer broke. Oh, okay. Oh boy, am I behind. They will be purple. I always thought those were the most beautiful trees, driving through our neighborhood and seeing them. Oh no. Duncan says all her trees are bloomed out, but we're looking at 29 degrees Sunday night. So do you tent them? What do you just let it ride? Like what do you do with stuff like when that happens? I see those frost bags, which I wouldn't mind getting some if I lived up, further north. There you go. Silly Lily had found it too. You should be good if you're in the middle of 9A then. Oh, yeah. So maybe you could I don't know if you can order in herbs or not. You could order in some mullein, some organic mullein, dried mullein for your tea, for expectorating your lungs and clearing out your lungs. And I know you have the stinkweed too. And then for anxiety, the passiflora, valerian root is good. And the yogi teas are pretty good. Good night, how to garden. Appreciate you coming in, Glenn. Yeah, and please go and check out each other's channels if you haven't. Just stop in. How to Garden's got all his mulberry is going off. My everbearing just started to. Exactly. Forgive doesn't mean stay attached. Yeah, exactly. I like that. Forgiveness just keeps the ugly from eating your joy up. In some areas, they're expecting as much as sun. That is scary. How are we going to have food? We're going to have to hand pollinate everything. Oh, you have the steam juicer? That would totally, totally work. I want one of those. You like that idea? The never have I ever game? Especially with gardeners, and I think a GT with that one, it's like one him and I could play without having to, like, strain our brain. Yep. I think that would work great. I would love one of those. I forget who was the first person I saw use, the steam juicers. You haven't seen them in your area? And tons of wasps. Yeah, and there are other pollinators, of course, other than honeybees. Um, Even ants can pollinate. Hey, diversity love. Having a bug apocalypse, they will make it difficult to produce food. That's why I ordered monarchs. We'll get big hotels and plant flowers everywhere. Good. Yeah, for your pollinators. Great. Yeah, I'm telling you, the pitcher plant has really helped. I wanna definitely propagate the pitcher plant and put them like, all over my yard, hang them all over my yard because 'cause they're really great at eating bugs. The only thing is, of course, I don't want them to eat, the bees. Never have I ever used it. See? Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Never have I ever used my bread stuff, like my really nice pan that I bought that, all the sourdough influencers and bread making influencers were talking about. Actually, it was the bread for, sandwich bread I wanted to try for my husband. Okay, I'm looking forward to the passion fruit tea. Now I really do have to go to bed. All right. I'll put an Amazon link to the tomato processor on that video. Good idea. Yeah. Okay, that sounds great, bow tie. You can even you know what? You can if you have time, drop it below this live in the comments section. So then you will get a little bit, maybe, kickback for affiliate if it's an affiliate link. I'm terrible with, like, affiliate stuff, but have a sweet good night. People should set up big habit. I think that's habitat, right? And butterfly greenhouses. Yeah. I have, my strangler frig is, great for dagger wings. I believe it's their larval host. I have my monarch butterflies eating the crud. Their caterpillars love the type of, milkweed that I have. I have the orange milkweed that's native. The zebra wings are here for possibly my passion vine. I forget. I'm not positive. But yeah, I've been seeing a lot more butterflies, also spiders, and that's usually how you know that you've got a really good, diverse backyard. The sweet and subtly tangy taste with floral notes of citrus mixed with peaches and apricots. Yep, it does. It varies with variety. Thanks, Anne. I should have Googled it. Yep. I'm sorry. A dozen is 15 now up there. Yeah, they're coming close to 10, at least the organic eggs here. We get ours usually at a place called BJ's, with this like one of those big, it's kind of like the big box Costco kind of style store. But they've been out. But also it's, Passover and Easter coming, and people buy a lot of eggs during those holidays. Number 3 reason I got chickens, right? I want like emotional support chickens. That was my friend Ade's idea. He's like, just get a prescription from your doctor. Yeah, I have bags. I put mine. Oh, okay. You put some bags over yours to keep your blooms. Good. I know it's super, super high to cover all of them. Just praying God. Yeah. I think as far as like smaller crops and lower to the ground crops, I know DTG went out and got like from the Goodwill and discount stores near him sheets. But then you have to remember to get out there the next morning in Florida to get them off because you can steam the plants to death. if it's, over really quick. Soon fresh wild eggs here last part of May and first part of June. That's right, you collect the wild eggs. Wait, $60 for 12 quarts of milk? Yeah. Yeah, before you sub to aid. He doesn't do the sub for sub thing. Um, and he really makes his videos for, the community, not about, getting monetized or anything like that. He doesn't really play the YouTube games that people play. I hope I described that well, Aid. Well, yeah, that's crazy. $20 a gallon. We thankfully are, doing the pickup, and then our neighbor actually he goes for some of the pickups too, which is it's for working class people too to go where they, do drop-offs of food. It's like a food pantry, but it travels, and milk this last time was there, and so he got milk, and then he shared milk too, with people at work. There you go, it's right what I was saying, how funny. Good idea. Well, you don't need that. You gotta steal with your health. You need to steer that's liquid candy, you've gotta be really careful with that. They do? They grow wild up there? I'd be putting them everywhere near my like, around the perimeter of my house. The mosquitoes have really cut down quite a bit on my back patio since I put it up. Oh, that's terrible. I'll have to look that up. I didn't even know it was that high. Makes sense. I mean, stuff they're pumping into the air. Okay, most are too big. Gotcha. I have to go now. So happy I got up early enough to. Oh, I am too. Thank you. Have a fabulous weekend too, Anne. I'll catch you live sometime too. If you guys don't know, Anne is occasionally going live now, and you can catch her and definitely support one another. If it was just frost, I could go out, or I think that's early, and wash it off with the garden hose. Yeah, I don't. We rarely get frost here. It's very rare. But of course, it's like what you said, Duncan, like something will be blooming and then we get a cold snap and it's depressing. That's what happened actually with my soursop. My soursop was blooming like crazy. And I was like, oh, good, more fruit. And then we got the cold snaps and they all dropped to the ground and I didn't get it. There's no fruit on the tree. I'm hoping it will go through a second flowering and fruiting. Oh, that I'm so glad you're able to do that. That really helps people out. And their chickens are working overtime. You must be feeding them well. That's what I decided with this dog because our other 2 dogs had so many health issues that I'm making the food for this one. And it's about the same price because canned dog food that's like any kind of somewhat quality, ridiculous. Have a great weekend. There you go. I'm just a hobby channel. That's a good way to say it. I'm a slacker. Me too, somewhat. I think so, me too. Well, that was kinda like, with Shawnee talking about the compost, I'm a slacker when it comes to compost. I didn't intentionally become a compost slacker, but I find ways around doing the piles. Of course, her and I both are, like, fans or followers of Dave the Good, and he has compost everything, and he made it easy for people to just, dig a hole or drop it on the ground with chop and drop. And then he's doing also the traditional way too now because they have a huge property. But mine was I've ordered something from Temu. Unfortunately, they're plastic, but I wanted to actually design these things, and when I saw them on Temu, I'm like, "Oh, well, that's cheaper than me going and getting them." And it's for composting and also, vermiculture all at the same time, just built in. Oh, good, I got it right. Yay! Oh, they do? Oh, good. Yeah, it really comes in handy because, a lot of middle class people are, like, right on that cusp. They, like, don't quite qualify, but they're so struggling too. So it really helps. And then, people pull together, like, some people are working on the weekend, so, they get somebody who's not, and they go and get and everybody shares. My wife, not expensive, the store expensive, yeah. Yep, she's a keeper for sure. No, she does all the shopping, so she knows how to get the deals then, if she's not expensive. I'm kind of a little pricey because I, want the organic because of anxiety now, more or less, considering that I've heard things that it's like organic is not what we think. Yeah, they're wild looking. I'll have to I don't know if I have a picture of mine. I've got to figure out a way to, like, open the window with photos. I am This Mac is still so confusing to me as how to do that while I'm on StreamYard. Let me see. And actually, like, share it and open it as a window to share. I'm not sure. And then you go to scroll, and I don't know if anybody else has a Mac. This is MacBook Air. It scrolls super fast, like the little side scroll button. I have to learn to, like, roll properly with my mouse. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to bring the picture up because 'cause I'm not sure how far back it is in my photos. But I believe it's on my video, where I went to Planapalooza because that's where I bought it, and the people were so sweet who I bought it from. Oh, you got the electric composter? Hold on. Where? I know. David the Good, woohoo! He helped me so much. If you're buying canned dog food like me, it's as expensive. Exactly. Thank you. It is, and what has happened before, especially with, like, Schnauzer breeds tend to get pancreatitis, and you read some of the stuff that's in some of those foods, then, of course, they're like, "Oh, your dog's sick because of the food you chose, so we need to put them on prescription food," and that stuff, you read those ingredients, they're even worse. They're disgusting. At least with the food I'm feeding him, it's as good, like, we could eat it. Like, "Oh, the dog didn't finish his food. Oh, well, we can finish it." It's just basically, ground turkey. I'm making quinoa, sweet potato, carrot, parsley. She can't have a lot of greens because she did have an operation where she had a kidney stone or a bladder stone. So we have to be careful with high oxalate. And then I have a powder, um, a good one, like it was rated really well, powder, multivitamin mineral that goes over it. They say you can powder eggshells for calcium and put it in there, but I'm a little nervous about that I won't powder it fine enough and might scratch her, on the inside. Comfrey. Ooh, I need some comfrey bioaccumulator. That's awesome. Yep. That's in Tree Guilds. And Shawnee's talked about that in some of her lives too. Her and I both it's really weird, like some of the stuff that I'm like, yeah, I was thinking of that too. But her brain is just so super fast. I got an electric composter and converted it. Oh wait, and converted a hamper to it. Oh, you did. Okay. How is that working out? Now, how do you then you have to take all that out though in your vermicompost? Like you have to empty the bin out onto something to get your um good stuff like your gold from them and like fish out your worms. That's the one thing that I am trying to do what I'm doing to skip that part. I want my hands in all those worms, and my dog will eat them. If I drop worms, she's total dog. Yeah, I think mine's beautiful. I love it. What's really weird is it reminds me the leaf structure of the one that I have reminds me of my night blooming, Cirrus, and it's just, like, the leaf itself is just kinda weird looking, but I like the growth habit of the one that I have, and that's what I'm trying to do now with my night blooming Cirrus is kinda once it starts to grow, trim it, stick it back down into the soil because they like to be really tight and root bound, um, and give it kind of that cascading look rather than it's like, "Wee," it's all over the place. It's kinda how that plant grows. But with the night blooming, Cyrus or Cirrus or Queen of the Night, the stems have to be 5 years old in order to form one of those blooms. Everyone has been talking about comfrey plants in their gardens. I looked it up and I can see why. Yeah. Well, and they're great for making, comfrey tea and, people I believe they make salves with the comfrey too, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the bone knitting plant, Gold Coast Granny? Comfrey? It's one that some people have ingested, but they suggest not to really ingest it. Dad let my kids ask me if grab stuff and for my wife. Our kids always said Papa want to go shop if he can go shop. Oh, oh, that was sweet. And a little bit manipulative. He used the kids to kinda get what he wanted, but bless him. My mom liked to do her own shopping. We would give her the paper after she couldn't really get to the store, Andrew. They have, like our Publix has a paper, and most grocery stores down here in the lower 48 have weekly papers or flyers. And so I would give her a pen and the weekly flyer, and she would circle things that she wanted. And she would have to, she had my dad's pension and Social Security, so she helped out with that because my mom had bougie taste. What kind of composters did I get? Well, one of them I'm making, and that's what I was gonna do tonight, but my drill bits are missing, so that gives you a hint as to what type of composter it was. I had gone down to Miami, actually, to Coral Gables to get one of the rotating composters, which didn't realize whoever put it together didn't seal it really well. But also, it was, like, such a waste because you could only put in very little, and then you gotta shut it up to decompose, and it was like, this is In fact, I still need to, like, clean it up and sell it. I wasn't really happy with it. Plus, when you do get a lot in there, of course, it becomes harder to rotate it, and then you spray it so it's wet too, but things were growing well underneath it, like weeds where I have it because I have it away from the house. Yeah, mine look like little they kinda look like a pitcher, like calla lily. I should just go get it. Hold on, guys, I'm gonna go get it so you can see mine. Hopefully, I won't bring in any critters. Just give me 1 second. I wish I had one of those pretty just hold for a second screens like Shawnee. Stop cam. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. So the leaves look like this. And then out of the bottom, this is actually a new growth. I'll put it off to the side so you can see it. But then here are the pictures themselves. It's almost like it's got a little top, so it encourages the bug to go in and smell the juice that smells sweet to them. And then that's the end of them because it eats them. The only thing that I think looks pretty bad, you know what, is like cool, like I'm a killer, is it has like a Venus flytrap action with those little teeth and stuff. Now I gotta find a place where I can hang it so I don't lose any of the pictures. Oh, I have something. But yeah, that is the pitcher plant I got. There's other cultivars of the pitcher plant, but I like that one and the designs on the pictures themselves. And the people, like I said, were just lovely. Mine were 4 foot tall last year and beautiful. If you blocking 14 variety, it doesn't take over. Yeah, I've heard that. Don't get the seeded. Don't get the seeds. You need the blocking 14, the cuttings. Yep, that's good. Just as long as you don't put in any of the vegetables they can't have, like onions and avocados. Yeah, I was blending it, but she's fine with me not blending it. Excuse me. I just chop up, like I add extra water to the ground meat, and I do it actually in my Instapot. And it turns out good because it makes like a broth. And yeah, I put that over her quinoa and her vegetables. The quinoa gives her extra protein and also is good for forming the poops. And it saves some money because at BJ's, what I do is I can get a big bag of organic quinoa. It's like this. And it gives bulk to her meals, but it also cuts down on it just being like the ground chicken or ground turkey. In the UK 2008 recession, pet food sales went up. Oh, yeah, and that's what I think of too, like our pet that's happened in America before where and the elderly who are on a fixed income used to get that, and the dog food is not what it used to be in those times, we'll just say. Oh, thank you. Yeah, the parsley is supposed to be for fresh breath. I actually need to get more parsley and dry it. I'd like to grow some, but I don't know what it is with parsley down here. My oregano does really well, but my parsley's like, eh. My dog digs up my garden and eats. Oh, I think this one that we have now would do that. Yep, I think mine would do that with the carrots too. Um, yeah, that's when I tried to explain. Hey, David Corey. Yes, it's not for humans to eat. That's what I was saying. I've heard of people actually saying they ingest it, but it's really not recommended for people to ingest it. Ugh. Okay, Miss Sharon does the comfrey salves. That's great. Oh, no. Yeah, see, that's why I put my onions up. I have my onions in my raised beds with which those are the ones that are, like vinyl that match our vinyl, uh, fence, but down here too, like, the wood just rots so easily, and we have termite issues, and I was surprised that even our Lowe's didn't carry cedar planks for making they had cedar wood that you can build things out of, but they didn't have the pickets, I mean, they didn't have the pickets for making a fence. Let's see. I put coconut coir in the bottom to absorb the liquid. I will just scoop and soft to use. I feed them from electric compost or sometimes fresh scraps water from the Ola I leave at the ham. Oh, in the hamper. Okay. Yeah, some people were, I guess, making smoothies for their worms, and believe the channel is Green Greg's, and he used to do a lot with worms and vermicomposting and even sell his worms. And he was saying, like, that's not good to do. Don't make smoothies for them. They don't need like that much liquid. Just put it in, and then of course they like paper and cardboard to top it off with cardboard helps. Oh, you're not that familiar with it yet. Oh, okay. It's good to see David Corey. He's got a lot going on buying plants too. David Corey, you missed it. I showed I got 75% off. I'm gonna make a short of it. I haven't figured out. I gotta get out and get better pictures of it. But I was in, of course, the plant section, even though I went in to get paper to go underneath my pine mulch. And lo and behold, I see a mango tree that has actually bloomed and it's got baby fruits on it. And I was like, hmm, what are you, Mr. Mango? What is your name? Then noticed that the tags were removed. It was just a mango. And I asked the manager, I'm like, can you look this up? And he got the same information off of his thing. It just said mango, mango indica, whatever. And he's like, it's not telling me the cultivar. I'm like, is it telling you the size? Anything? He's like, no, not really. And then it said like all the zones it was naming zones that it should not grow in. Like it was the worst information ever. And I'm like, yeah, they took the tags that have the real information. So when I had helped him prior to that, David, I showed him that his papaya had like a hotel of mealybugs and it would spread to his other plants. I'm like, you guys need to remove that from this grouping of plants. He is like, well, since you did that, I'll give you 75% off if you want it. Since we don't really even know what type of mango it is, I discount it anyway. Okay. Yes, that's comfrey. I got it right. Okay. Is the bone knit. Anyway, yeah. I came home with that mango and it's a mystery mango. You're so funny. Yeah, I came on a little early. We worked together really well. Um, thank you, Miss Sharon. Yeah, David the Good. That was really good though about prepping soil and Shawnee's tonight. We just give my dad the card. He can shop as much as he wants. Oh, good. Yeah, we didn't have that type of situation here with the one income with my husband. What? What happened? Why didn't they let you in? Make sure I wonder if they unlike subscribed you because they're doing weird stuff. I was watching my subscribers go up and down, and I was like, "What the heck?" And then yesterday I opened um well, it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before. Whenever I put out that short about the peach, and I went in YouTube Studio, it was up in over 700 and something views. I closed it, came back later, it was down to 602, and I was like, what is up with YouTube math? What is up? Well, not that many bots are interested in my channel usually, so I don't know why they would strip me of that. Proteins, especially high in micronutrients, and it's sterile, does not produce seed, so it won't. Yeah, okay. That makes sense because the other one you get from seed, and that's the one that does spread all over the place. Yay! Yeah, I've seen it online, Silly Lily. I wouldn't mind getting some, but I think it's to zone 9. I'm not positive. Oh, have fun playing with them. Yep, getting all that quality time playing games with them. Oh, it was a preloaded one? I didn't see it. I'll have to go and look at their new stuff. I loved that. I was like, "That's a great thing to do." Oh, wait a minute. Did I just see Many But One come in down below? Hey, Many But One. So good to see you. Um, I mean, Independent Wenny. Oh my gosh. Do you know what Many But One was? It was about a Christian ballet that my daughter was in. Independent Many United. I'm so sorry. I just s slandered your name. We call her Indy. Hi, sweetheart. So good to see you. Yeah, it's good for stinky stuff, meats and bones. That's great. Yeah, I've seen that when you open it up, how it reduces. Which one did you end up getting? Did you get the Lumi Diversity Love, or did you get another brand? Well, you know what's funny is that's actually, completed compost, and, it's basically turning it to soil for you, directly on soil. That's killer. So it formed the mycelium, so your soil loved it, it formed the mycelium right away. Okay. So it somehow comes back alive. I guess they're doing it on a low heat. Thanks, Duncan. I thought it was kinda cool too, and they had them all hanging, like, up high so you could see all the pictures in, their white tent. She also sold that, what do you call it? It's like the bamboo for luck, but it's not bamboo. It's really related to lilies. Thank you. It is crochet, and my lovely friend Passamaquoddy made it. It's like a scarf, but I thought, you know what? I'm gonna wrap my hair tonight because I'm going curly girl, and the curls were just going a little cucamonga. This is my like natural hair, but it's usually it gets frizzy down here. It's hard to maintain without product. I bet it's amazing your garden makeover that you're doing. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see your videos of it. It's definitely gonna be something to be like, people are gonna be like, "Wow, wish I could do that." Change the wood raised beds for metal ones. Yeah, I hope so. That was terrible that yeah, they ate your beds. And that's why with Aaron, my husband doesn't want, any wood in the backyard. Like, he just doesn't. So after that one, elevated bed that I had that was wood kinda fell apart, because it was kinda cheap wood. He was like, "Don't get any more wood, please." Sometimes YT will count views for the same person and oh, okay. So, like, if some people just left it running and okay. Yeah, I understand that when they do it, like, from multiple devices, but it just seemed weird because it's happened a couple of times. You got it for just 149 off Amazon? That was a good deal. That was a pretty good deal for those because they are like 300 bucks, like the Lumis. That's a good deal, 149. I'll have to look into that. Not right now. We're supposed to be going to actually a concert, Daughter's Choice, one of the bands that, like they retire and then they come back. We're going to see, I can't even think of their name now. Um, but like I'm her concert buddy, which I love, I just feel weird because it's like, yeah, hey, nice to meet you. Yeah, I don't really know. Oh, it's Anne Berlin. That's who we're going to see is Anne Berlin. And we went and saw, of course, John Foreman, who I kind of know some of his solo work, but we know him more from Switchfoot. But that was kind of set up like a dinner theater, which was so nice. And we got to like eat dinner while we watched the show, which we've never done except for one time. We bought tickets that somebody else had bought that was club level. However, club level is like we're in the arena where we went to was super far away, so we weren't close to the stage, which my daughter didn't like, but I liked it because we could go up and eat all the, like, free food. It was like having a buffet and, like, the bar right there, and, it was just really nice, like you were hooked up to a restaurant. But this was really intimate, it was really nice, That was, like, part of her Christmas present, which was a great night out with her. Plus, we showed up and there was John Foreman right there. It was just her and I and his band and him and his nephew, because his nephew was touring with him, and we're just talking and helping him set up merch. I was like, "Wow, this is so awesome." Like, my, 20-year-old self wouldn't have believed this at all. Oh, she wants you to crowd surf, shut up. Yeah, absolutely, I agree, I agree. My daughter is older than that, but she looks like she's still a teen. She's quite petite, and she looks I mean, when she turned what was it? I think she turned 21 and they handed her the kids menu at what the restaurant, Red Robin. We both just laughed because I told her, "That's good genes if, you still look like a kid at 21, and that keeps happening as you age." Yeah, I bet. We had mosh pits, but that was back in my day. Um, I don't remember if we ever went to a concert where she wanted to go into a mosh pit. But, I mean, she claims 5 foot, but I would say she's 4'11". So, yeah, I haven't done mosh pitting since I was in my 20s, and I didn't do much of it because I'm 5'2", and back then I was maybe 105 pounds. Could have tossed me through, mosh pit. She beat you once she heard the words to the songs. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, it's getting harder for me to remember. Welcome in, Rob Painless. The 20s are definitely getting hard for me to remember. But what's funny is I remember going to, like, this surfer-like party, and I think we were listening to Switchfoot. Oh, no, it wasn't Switchfoot at that time. I think it was that movie Singles was out, and it was their soundtrack, and that had a lot of grunge music on it. I would ordered off. Yeah. Oh, I think she did. I think she totally did. And of course, they at the time had the, like, refills on their fries, and yeah, she liked the fries. Oh my goodness, you saw Green Day? Wow. Yep, that would be her it's really her cousin, but he's more like uncle because he grew up with me. Like, he's my sister's son, my nephew, but he grew up with me because my parents ended up raising him. He was really into Green Day. I don't know about Sublime, though, I'm not sure. I'm not, like, super in like, I like music, but I'm not super into it because of whatever if it's ADHD or whatever, my memory is terrible. My friends used to be able to memorize the lyrics to songs, like, no problem, and I'd be, like, remembering bits and pieces because my filing system is so random up there. Oh, your behavior would have had you grounded. I'm sure too, for me, like, I can't imagine taking my mom, like, to a Salt and Peppa concert. Back in the day with Push It, we didn't know. Like, and Prince, my goodness, like, Purple Rain album when that came out, being and, like, taking my mom to that? No. But she was funny, like, before all this horrible stuff came out, well, gossip came out about Usher, she used to really enjoy Usher. Oh, it was way before. Oh, well, it doesn't seem like it, though. You seem young, Miss Sharon. Yeah, I knew it was 90s. I knew it was 90s because it was my nephew was so into Green Day. But yeah, I've been her concert buddy. We've seen quite like, we've gone up to but mostly, like, Christian, bass concerts and gone up to, like, Night of Joy, and then, they throw another one called Rock the Universe at Universal, and we've gone to those, but, I mean, she liked bands too that were they were edgy for Christian bands, like Skillet, Red, um, we were, like, front row to Red at Rock the Universe, and my, Converse sneakers were soaking wet, we were getting poured on. ATN, welcome in. Oh, late '60s, '70s, yeah. So, see, I that was my childhood. What I remember was, like, actually the easier going music, like Carole King and Carly Simon, and of course and there was Fleetwood Mac, the Eagles. I actually met Glenn Frey, he was a very, very nice man. We sat down, I was an extra in a Pepsi commercial, and quite a few of us sat down with him, and he just talked to us about the business and, talked to some of the kids who were musicians and were interested in getting in the business. Of course, he was like, "Cerveza!" So he was, having his beers. Don Johnson was the other person on it, and he never came out of his trailer to meet any of them. But this was during the heyday of, Miami Vice. Oh, okay, Jimi Hendrix and the Doors. Somebody was just on YouTube saying that the CIA installs some of these acts, and they even used them as an example. I don't it was weird, like, to control populations or to split us apart. It was really I don't even remember how I heard it. It's like, when you're just scrolling and on your ready to go to bed and something popped up in my feed about it. Yeah, the mamas and the papas. She knows the era. I drew the line at ICP now. Oh, yeah, I never heard of them either, the Insane Clown Posse. See, like, my nephew who's a little younger than the one who liked Green Day, he was always had the Red Hot Chili Peppers playing, like, on and off, but then he also liked gangster rap. So we have, like, a wide range of musical likes in the family. Like, I even last week said mentioned Eminem. Now he was like, I was already married and had Hannah when he became popular, and I can't listen to music like that because then if I'm listening to the F word all the time, I'm gonna be saying the F word, I don't need that. But I appreciate the way he can rhyme, like, with the syllables of the words, like, it is mind-boggling to me. I would love to be able to just throw out something that rhymes. I don't even know how to say that, symbolic, like, with syllables. It's crazy. Did you? No way! That's wild. You didn't get to meet Glenn. He was nice. He was nice. It's a shame he's gone. It's weird to see, like, these, musicians that we grew up listening to gone. I even had, I remember when my car got stolen, I had Whitney Houston's CD from The Bodyguard, I think it was. I think it was that CD in my car, and the turds took it. Like, they, rummage your car while they're stealing it, and they stole all kinds of stuff. They took my CD. I was so mad because, back in the day when CDs first came out, they were really expensive to us, and they were like that top tier, and I had very few at the time because I was, just switching over, and that made me so upset. I totally understand, my eyes weren't working right prior to this, like, I was trying to do Shawnee's Live on the phone while I'm trying to set up on the computer, and my eyes were being all weird, but I think it was a sugar thing 'cause, mm, they came home from Publix, and Hannah had gotten my favorite Haagen-Dazs bars, and we'll just say the box is left. I do not know what it is about since I hit 54, 53, 54, binge eating. I don't puke after though, thank God, I don't do that. God bless those people who struggle with that, but I can binge eat all of a sudden, and I'm very nervous about that. I do not need to be getting diabetes. You get Oh, no, you did groupie stuff? You got on the tour bus? Get out of here. I had a friend's sister who was invited by, David Lee Roth, uh, to do that, and she was like, better not." She was beautiful, curly blonde hair, blue eyes. I know, that was such a great CD, wasn't it? I bet that was wild, Miss Sharon. Yeah, I think I told you guys this story, was I dated it was a garage band, like, my friend was the guitar player, um and I really liked him. He was just like a nice kickback mellow guy. Now, thinking about it, he was probably high. I didn't know. I was so innocent back then. But the lead singer of his band really liked me, and he was older, and I think I don't know if I was 16 at the time, I forget. But when I ended up like he used to come to our front door, and I guess one time he wasn't wearing shoes. Anyway, my dad did not appreciate this guy and didn't appreciate me dating him or whatever, you would call dating at that time. We didn't He would just come by and visit. We'd hang out and talk on the phone, and I couldn't really go. Like, my parents wouldn't let me go to their gigs at 16. And I found out through mutual friends, because I had a friend in the band and everything, that he cheated on me with this like girl that hung around the bands, and she was also known for being not so, um, pure. So, he came to my door, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm done. I go do your thing, go be the, lead singer of a band and have all your girls. I'm not the one that'll stand in your corner while you do that." And I shut the door, and there's my dad. He overheard me. He goes, "Did you just break up with him?" And I was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "No, I don't go for that." And he turns, shakes my hand. He's like, "Good job." I was like, "Thanks, dad." But yeah, I had my mom's first husband was a musician, so yeah, I think my dad's just extra sensitive to them. Oh, as well, but not as most people think. Okay. Yeah, we'll reserve our judgments, Miss Sharon. We won't judge. We listen and we don't judge. I still think, like, just, meeting John Foreman that way this past concert was, like, the best thing, and getting to hang out with him and his nephew. I'm just so mad we didn't take a picture with his nephew because he's on tour with them now too, which is, Tim Foreman's son. I know, "Yay, dad." It's funny because he never made too many comments about that part of my life. If I wore my hair though, one time he hated that hairstyle where it's like I would pull up half my hair and have this like in a ponytail in the '80s like this. His word for like an airhead was ding dong, and he's like, "That just makes you look like a" he didn't say slutty, but it was something to that effect, a word like that, but a dadism. Ding dong. So I started to try and figure out, different hairstyle to wear out of the house. Oh, cool. Now that sounds like a good time. That sounds like an awesome time. I felt bad because I didn't recognize the bass player, to John Foreman's, like, setup for, this is his solo stuff, and I was like, "Oh, are you working merch?" And the guy his name's Keith Tuttle, and he's an amazing like, he plays, electric like, the standing bass, like, he plays one of those and, cello, I believe it is, but when I saw him step on the stage for their warm up, I wanted to die. I was like, "I am so sorry." But we had a great time because John was saying, like, he was inspired when he quit school and he was renting this really cheap place, like an apartment. It was the Rats that inspired his songwriting, like, he had started churning out music because he wanted to get out of there, and there was calm in between, the set, and they were, hadn't started the next song, and I leaned over because Keith was right in front of me, and I'm like, "Keith, does he know he's playing in the mouth of the rat?" Because that's what Boca Raton means. And and he heard me, of course, because he's right there, and he's like, yeah, I heard something like that," and he just started cracking jokes about it. Oh, back in the day with the bralessness, yeah, no. That's a great saying. If you're not gonna do business, it's like, what do you say to your dad when he says something like that? See, this is why, like, dads are so important. Because yeah, and especially, like, to boys, but also young girls, when they're like that, like, can say those kind of guiding dadisms that you're like, "What?" And then you realize later, like, "Oh," on the way to the first concert to see them, we had a oh my gosh, we had a wreck and busted my head. We didn't make it there, 27 years. Oh, oh my goodness. That's terrible. I'm glad you're okay. So did that, like, um, happening kinda give you any kinda in? Like, did you tell like, how did you end up on the bus other than you were looking hot? Like, did you have an in with anybody behind the scenes or anything, or just happenstance just worked out for you? We've had people just, like, give my daughter set lists and things like that, really sweet. The Dobro? I don't know. Maybe. Let me look it up. I've seen him do acoustic tall bass. Dobro. Uh, oh, I've seen those, no. This one he holds like a classic bass, but it's electric. That's pretty wild looking. Hold on, let me see if I can how do I share that? Because it's a video. Hold on, let me get the images up maybe. Oh, that's beautiful. So it's kinda like a classic guitar, but they lay it down. Okay. And this guy looks like he's trying to play it like a regular guitar. Hold on. Hold on. Let me get it, guys. Let me share it for some people like me who didn't recognize the name right away. Uh-huh. Do do do. There it is. What's the other one they lay across their lap and play like that in bluegrass, but it's not like a full-on guitar. It's really pretty. Oh my goodness, there's a blue one. Hello, I like that one. See, I love the way instruments look. Would love to play an instrument, and then it just never works out for me. This last time when I got my acoustic electric is when I found out that I had autoimmune because my hands were just cramping up completely. Perhaps, yeah, the steel guitar. I think you're right. Oh, he is? Okay. Dire Straits, I haven't heard that name in a long time. The ukulele. Yeah. That's one of the bands we went to see. He plays the kids all played, like, the ukulele to one of their songs, and now I can't remember. We went to see their Trench tour. Can't even remember the name of the kids. In fact, I don't even know what happened to them. It was, like, him and his best friend. Best friend was the drummer. Josh was his name, was the drummer. Gosh, why can't I think of it? Anyway, that was one of the big concerts we went to. It was, like, pretty cool too. And he played it with the slider bars. That's what they're showing, yeah. And the steel guitar I've seen played with the slider bars. I'm pretty sure that's it. Hugh Laurie does bluegrass music? Really? Hold on. That's a weird combo. I'll be darned, yeah, he does blues. Is it blues or bluegrass music? Because that's totally different. It looks like it's the blues because he does St. James Infirmary. Maureen does that song, Battle of Jericho. That's so wild. I'm gonna have to watch some of that now. That's crazy. For those of you who aren't, if the name isn't ringing a bell, that's House, the actor who plays House. Yeah, I've never seen him. Oh, okay, yeah, now here he is dressed like bluegrass. I'll be darned. Hmm, that's wild. Now I'm gonna have to look up his music. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull up that picture. Do do do. Just like a hangout tonight. Do 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 do. Anybody else get any new fruit trees for this upcoming gardening season while I'm looking this up that they're excited about? That's a neat pick. I don't know if that'll enlarge it. No, it'll just show you where to buy things from it. That's a neat pick. That's so wild. I had no idea. Aid, thanks for telling me. I'm gonna have to look it up later. Listen to some of his stuff. Now I'm curious just to see how he sounds. That character he played House was just so funny. Oops, sorry, I didn't realize that I was, like, didn't have it up there as I'm going through it. And the one was called a flat topper. A type of and it's just a regular guitar using steel slide. Okay. I like the steel slides, those are really cool. I also like it when they file off the top of a glass bottle and use that as a slide. Oh, cool. Oh my gosh. I wish I knew just even one of those. That's awesome, Duncan. I didn't know you played instruments like that. You did? Oh my goodness, 9 now? Oh my goodness. Yep. I don't know how many I have now. I think I only have 5. Blew me out of the water, but that's good. Because my 2 of mine are still coming back from almost being killed at the blue box store, uh, and 2 others, one was almost killed by me, and then one was a start from Tractor Supply. I think I have one more. Maybe I only have 4. I thought I had another one. No, I do have another one. I think I have an emerald. Yeah. So that I think it's supposed to be an emerald. That one's over in the corner. Yep, I do have 5. That one's so-so. They all need to be replanted and then put into the mix that I need to mix up. I know, right, Rob? That's how I was like, what? Yay, you got a Glochi berry and a dark mulberry. Yay. I love my mulberry. You've played it since you were a teen? That's awesome, Duncan. They're in rehab. I totally understand that. Well, finding out from growing out of the box, they like to do more of a horizontal spread, and they have, uh, shallower roots than I thought. So, my poor blueberries have been squeezed into these tiny pots. I need to get them out and get them I bought the stuff like he has, it's like the ridged metal liner that you can get, like, they have it in galvanized steel. I got mine, it's like a painted, one, and I need to make my either make my circles or use it as an edging and just put all the blueberries as, like, a hedge area, like, space them out, but have them more like a hedge rather than individual circles. Because my property is just smaller than all the property he has behind his home. Yep, but you can still do it if you've been doing it that long. That's what I was wondering. I didn't wanna mention. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask it, but I didn't wanna ask it. Okay, 6 of them are healthy but young. Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Duncan. It's so hard when it affects our hands. Oh, was it? Oh, that must have been so hard. I am so sorry, Miss Sharon. Well, he's your ex. I was thinking you're a widow, but I mean, I was thinking like the music just kinda stopped, but that might have been a good thing, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm trying to think what else I have gotten recently. I planted this one onion that sprouted. I actually used some of the sprouts, cut it, like, topped it, and then I placed it in a little water dish and let it root, and it did, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll just put it outside. We'll see." It's because it's a sweet onion, so it's for my zone, and it's a bulb, and I have a lot of things that, flowers that bulb, and I figured, maybe it'll shoot off some babies, who knows? Like, on it, like bulbs do, how they have those little babies if you let it go long enough. My other ones are cipollini onions that are in the raised bed. They're doing well in one. The other one is the composting raised bed right now, so it's got compost underneath topsoil, but that topsoil that I got, I don't remember what brand it was, but it's just not loose. Like, it dries too easily, and it dries to where it's, like, really dry when it dries out. Oh, you did? Oh my goodness. You used to play the drums too? That's what I wanted to play. My mom was like, "Here's a flute," and I had asthma, and one day, I don't know why, but that flute came into the house with a big dent on the side of it, and I just never played flute. Yeah, I tried though for months and months, and I was like, "I hate this thing, I never wanted to play flute." Oh, long ago, okay. Totally get it. That is awesome. That's great memories that you got to do that, Duncan. Uh, Musical talent just I thought it would come, but I don't think I ever, first of all, worked on it hard enough. Plus the ADHD, I would lose my music books, just like I would lose my books for school. Like, people in high school used to think I was smart because I was always carrying around my book, but they didn't know that I would forget my locker combination. Hey, Serena Norrell, good to see you. It wasn't until I was actually researching what was going on with my daughter and her speech and everything that I realized, like, holy crap, I had like ADHD and slight dyslexia all through school. Is that what was going on? Or at least something like it. I always wanted to play piano as a kid. Then when I grew up, I bought a piano and learned in my 20s. That's awesome. Yeah, learned a little bit of piano, but that was the book I was talking about that I kept losing. And in fact, I had practiced and we were go and I still think maybe my mom hid the book because she was just over it. I had practiced that week. I was going in with my practice stuff and the book disappeared. And the teacher was like, if you can't even keep track of your book, then, Carol, this is, last time you didn't practice, blah, blah, blah. My mom wouldn't tell me to practice. She wouldn't stay on top of me. And I was young and had ADHD. I am pretty sure. So it ended there. Always made me upset though. Like I wish I could have continued on with piano. Yeah, I didn't have much of the patience for it either, Miss Sharon, in all honesty. And the attention span to stay there and just keep practicing. I was getting pretty decent with my banjo until yeah. Yep. That's okay. You can do it though. You can do it. I and that's perfectly fine. I wouldn't mind just even learning chording. So, because a lot of the, like, Christian music is chords, and if you know certain chords, it's like you've got most of the song, and those chords are used in a lot of the Christian songs. Awesome! You have Echinacea hibiscus seeds, that's great. No, I don't know, I haven't grown Echinacea because 'cause I'm allergic to it. But hibiscus, likes South Florida, so definitely warmer soil. They probably like a little bit of sand in their soil, but loose soil, just like you would start any other seed, but they need it warm because 'cause they're from a warm climate. Oh, no. Isn't that funny how that is? Like, I used to love to dance, but when I tried to go and do, like, ballroom dancing, because I had a friend in college, we were in a couple art classes together, and we were just friends, and his parents were ballroom dancers, and so I ate dinner over there one time, and they're like, "Yeah, let's just teach you the basic, like, the box step and, the basics." Darned if the same thing happened to me, Duncan, like, my one side of my body would not connect with my brain properly and do what they were telling me to do. Like, and it wasn't that difficult. Like, now I could probably maybe do it, but I felt so embarrassed because I was like, "I don't know what's going on. Why?" There's just, like, the disconnect, like, a processing thing is happening, but I didn't know the word processing, and then I know. How many things do we have on our bucket list as far as learning to do? I still wanna learn how to do the sourdough bread, and I was reminded of that. I saw somebody had one of those cast iron cookers on sale, like, in the local, like, Craigslist or OfferUp or something, and I thought it was cute because it was kinda in the blues that I like. I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't have one of those for, you know, making sourdough bread." And it's like, "Carol, have you even made the sourdough starter?" "No." Right? That's how I feel. There's just not enough time. It's not fair. There's so many things that I would love to try, and yeah, I'm 54 and I'm pretty busy with what I have on my plate already. There it is. Yeah, the same 3 chords. That's what I thought. I wasn't sure if it was 3 or 4. Mhm. Right? See, I can do dirty dancing. Line dancing, so-so. I had a hard time, like, remembering all the moves. No, I haven't grown it yet. I think I have the seeds to it and want it to grow it, though. Are you growing it for, like, a tincture or anything? This is, like, stuff that you could Google it. But yeah, if anybody does have any hyssop, who's grown hyssop, could give Serena some tips. Memories I have of my mother is of her teaching me and my brother ballroom dancing when we were around. So, oh, that cute. That's a cute one. They do get hooked. That's right. Once both of these kids are adults, I'm going to do the things I've always wanted to do, visit Yellowstone. Only 2, 3 more years. Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't seen Yellowstone. I saw Yosemite when I was younger. Saw all their gophers too, and did it in like a bubble top van and puked my guts out because of the windy roads. Okay, for you're gonna do it for tea and medicinal. Good. Mm, I think he's told me about the bartending. That that's his, like, his safe space. I totally understand it. You know, I love that honesty. That's how I feel too, so pretty much. I plant and pray, exactly. I look things up. Um, I like fruit trees and try to take care of them the best I can. If they give me fruit, that's awesome. I try to research stuff. But yeah, it's all still a learning process. Okay, but no getting out of your car to go see that bison in real life, okay? Not like those tourist people that almost get, like, charged. Oh, I didn't even know you were still in the background. Okay. Oh, you too, Passamaquoddy, and thanks for my scarf. It's so soft. It feels actually good on my head. Have a wonderful, night, Passamaquoddy. I hope you get everything that you need tomorrow going shopping. I hope Gizmo too sleeps tonight. I've been Oh, you did? You went? My parents, we had a buffalo start crossing and turned to walk down the road in front of us, lasted 5 minutes. Wow. Yeah, you see people where it's like uh, they are stuck there just looking at the animals because the animals are in the road, like they know you wanna look at them, right? I know when you see, like, these people that get out to take pictures and then some of the ding dongs go up to the big, huge animal, and it's like, "I must pet." No, I agree. It is a lifelong learning process, and especially too, if you move anytime, like, all it's like a do-over once you do that. I think that's what was hard on my dad was, he always was a northeastern gardener. Then they moved out to California. California, you can grow pretty much anything in. Yeah, but he didn't do vegetable gardening. He did like strawberries because my mom enjoyed strawberries, and then put in a bunch of fruit trees, and then we moved. Oh, that's cool, Tien. I wonder what kind of like are they pretty docile like for raising? Do they put up special fencing for them? Gulf Coast Granny's jealous. She wants to see those bison. Oh, oh, hold on, let me see this one. What's a carnivore's favorite dessert? Chocolate mousse. Cute. That's my favorite. I love chocolate mousse. Jellystone was awful. If a chipmunk runs out in the road, the traffic backs up for a mile. Oh no, because of people jumping out of their cars to get a picture. I guess they've never been out in nature. But yep, some of them haven't. Some of them are from the cities and they want to see nature. And yep. But what are the fences like for the bison? I've heard that they have to have, like, kinda special fencing, or maybe I'm thinking of different. No, I think it was bison. Yeah, so crazily exactly, exactly. Yeah, he went from, well, what they call upstate New York, but Yorktown Heights wasn't that far out of, like, Manhattan. Um, Yorktown Heights, his parents had a farm, my grandparents, Manassas, Virginia, then we moved to San Jose, California, and then we came to Florida, Boca Raton, all thanks to I've been moved, IBM, not including when he left Yorktown Heights and went overseas for World War II in Germany. It's her son. My son, cute. Yes, as far as gardening goes anyhow. Yeah. Well, that's just like people are like, "Oh, Florida gardening," and it's like, Florida has drastically different areas. It's a huge state, and my zone and the zones below me are tropical, whereas, like, the Panhandle is like Alabama and the southern states. Central is really nice. I don't know if the Central Gulf side would probably be more like Mississippi, I would think, like Tampa area. I've heard Tampa is so, so humid during the summer. So humid. But I am gonna call it a night. It's almost 1 AM, and I have that concert with my daughter. Yeah, it does. Exactly. It has about 3 or 4 different specific climates, exactly. How cute. Yep, they are. Well, guys, I will see you hopefully next Friday. Um, please look out for, Shawnee popping up. She's still working on her 3,000 hours. She's a little over 2,000 right now. If you haven't caught any of her lives recently, just if you could run them. She's even got, oh, what are they called? Where you can list them in the car. She's got those posted on YouTube also, podcasts. Yeah, thank you for hitting the like and spending time with me. I really, really appreciate it, and I hope everything grows well for you this, spring. Um, and yeah, oh, Gary, you were in the background. But anyway, have a blessed Friday night, and we will see you guys soon. Hopefully, Diva will be on soon again. I'm not sure if she's going live Saturday night. She put a post up for those of you who haven't seen it. I suggest you go and see it. I know some of you have because I saw you there. But much love, everybody, and God bless. Talk to you soon. Bye.